Welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. Coming up in today's video, Nuno is now a wanted man across Europe. McKenna is set to go to Glasgow, but will it be Rangers or Celtic? Omar Richards set to return to Nottingham Forest, and why Chelsea hold the key to Nuno's future. All this and more coming up on your latest Forest news. Let's get into it. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. As always, task number one, get those likes up. Let's see if we can get past 500 likes on this video, and make sure you're subscribed if you're new here. We give you your Forest daily news, transfer news, everything you need on Nottingham Forest, and it's usually about 10 minutes long or so. So hit that subscribe button, get your notifications on, and if you want to win this signed wood shirt with an Insta prize win of either a Langa, of a Reina, or of Taiwo Awani, go check out the link that's pinned in the comments and check out football prizes. Okay, let's jump into this, and the merry-go-round around Nuno Santo continues with Nottingham Forest, as he is now linked to a couple of clubs in Portugal and a few in Spain as well. But it's getting a little messy. As we've been saying to you for the last week or so, we believe, from what we're hearing, that Forest are happy to continue on with Nuno. There's no desire for Forest to do anything but take him through the preseason and into next year. However, there is a few noises coming from, I believe, the Nuno camp, and I have this under no authority, just basically working backwards from the knowledge we're getting. And there is a bit of momentum building around this one. But Chelsea, at the moment, hold the key to this future. Why? Because Chelsea obviously got rid of Pochettino. And what does that mean? They had a short list of ideally 3 or 4 candidates that they were looking at. You had Vincent Kompany. Well, now he's gone to Bayern. Someone explain that one to me. You had McKenna from Ipswich. He could go to Chelsea, but he's also linked to Manchester United, or he could stay at Ipswich. Ipswich are offering him a new deal, but it looks unlikely that he's going to sign it and maybe move on. And then you've got as well the Sporting manager, Ruben Amorim, who is one that they've been keeping tabs on. Not just them, but he was also very close to becoming the replacement for Jurgen Klopp. After taking Sporting to their first title, I think, in 19 years, his stock is really high right now. And he's been one that's on Chelsea's radar for a long time. Now, what does all this mean to Forest? Who cares what Chelsea are doing? Well, if he goes from Sporting, then it is believed that Sporting are very interested in Nuno and basically have him on a shortlist. There are as well 1 or 2 other clubs in Portugal that are doing the same thing, and in Spain as well. Basically right now there is a set number of clubs that need a new manager, and there's going to be this domino effect that happens, and it feels like Nuno's getting himself wrapped up into that. Now, with Vincent Kompany going to Bayern Munich, that, with all due respect to Burnley, that's not going to cause a domino effect, because it's not like they're going to poach another Premier League manager or a La Liga manager or what have you. But with Chelsea doing it, that causes a few holes. You got Brighton as well trying to get McKenna in. There's a lot of people battling for a small pot of currently free and available managers, which means that there is going to be some headhunting going on. Now, Nuno still has a year left on his contract, so if anything happened, Forest would have to be compensated for. But as I keep telling you, it's our understanding that Forest are happy to continue with Nuno. One way or another, for me, if he stays or goes, and I personally would like to see him stay, get a pre-season, get a transfer window, and let's see what he can produce. Can he produce that Wolves form that we saw for those 3 or 4 seasons in the Premier League? And that's what I'd like to see. However, if Nuno is going to go because of this merry-go-round, then it needs to happen sooner rather than later. That's been my stance on this since the transfer window unofficially opened. Because I don't want a situation where what we're seeing now is loads of players being released, some players coming back, which we're going to talk about in a second. And then you're going to have maybe some of these players not fancied by Nuno, but maybe fancied by another manager coming in. And if they've already been gotten rid of, well, the process has to start all over again. So for me, I really want a decision on this, maximum in the next week or two. Otherwise, Forest are going to find themselves hamstrung once we get the Euros coming around and players go on holiday off the back of the Euros. And we're going to find ourselves in a problem. I'm not going to go into it because I went into it the other day, but you know where I'm going with it. But what do you guys feel about this Nuno situation? Do you think he's going to stay or do you think he's going to go? As far as we can tell, this is from the Nuno camp, but we have no sources from the Nuno camp to verify that for you. I just want to make that crystal clear. Get your thoughts in the comments down below. Okay, let's move on to a couple of players that may be coming back and leaving. And we've spoken about him a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, in Scott McKenna. Now, Scott McKenna, who had 6 months left on his contract when he went away to Copenhagen, is most likely going to leave Nottingham Forest on a free. There are no talks of offering him a new contract. At 27, he's still in probably his prime of footballing. Now, we do know that there are heavy links right now with Scott McKenna with Rangers and Celtic, both the Glasgow teams up north. And being a Scotsman himself, I believe he played ages for Aberdeen, he probably wouldn't mind going back up. I mean, come on, I was born there, man. It's the most beautiful country in the world, so why would he not want to go there? But the feeling up in Scotland is that Celtic would be the favourites for his destination over Glasgow Rangers. But in essence, with all due respect to McKenna, I don't really care too much about it and I don't want to spend too much time on it. Why? Because his contract is going to be up. It's going to be a free transfer and we're not going to get any money out of it. And we can't be sentimental about it. But I do wish him the best of luck, fellow Scotsman. Go win the title with Celtic. If I were you, I'd definitely choose Celtic. What would you guys do if you had to play for Celtic or Rangers? Who would you choose? Let me know in the comments down below. Now on to another player who is coming back, but potentially not to be chucked back out again. And could it be third time lucky for Omar Richards? Having fully grown back his third leg, we are now potentially going to see him play for Nottingham Forest. He has been obviously out on loan at Olympiacos and towards the end of the season started to put a run in the first team. Now, it wasn't a big run. He played about 9 or 10 games with them, but the general reports have been that he has done quite well for them. We know he plays at left back. We know he's pacey and he's powerful, but is he good enough to get ahead of Einar, who himself, as we mentioned the other day, has signed a new extension on his contract? I can see Omar Richards coming back and not being bomb squadded. I just think with Forest spending about, what was it, 9 to 10 million on him, and let's not forget the whole saga. For those who don't understand my little leg joke there, he came to Forest, he had a fracture, or a hairline fracture I think it was, in his leg. It wasn't picked up by the medical team. They passed him through and then basically his leg fell off and we didn't see him for the rest of the season. He then returned to fitness towards the summer of last year and then picked up a hernia injury that set him back again. In fact, he had to have another operation before that on his leg because one of the metal plates in there was dislodged or something. I can't remember the details. I do think there's a good player in Omar Richards. I remember him at Reading. He was quite good, had a few games at Bayern Munich, not that many. He does have some caliber, but he is 2 years older and not really kicked on in terms of experience on the football pitch. He hasn't had much game time at all. So I don't think he can come back to Forest and expect to knock Einar out of that left back position. But at the same time, we are still hearing a lot of rumours at the moment about Forest wanting to buy another fullback and ideally as a left back. And with Montiel being kicked back after his loan period, to me it makes sense to at least try Omar Richards in a pre-season, maybe a game or two, see what he's got. Is he the player we were expecting him to be from the one we signed? I personally think he would probably be able to get himself ahead of Harry Tuffolo in the pecking order. And Tuffolo as well, he's another one who's had an extension on his contract. But these players aren't elite level, with all due respect to them. Both Omar Richards and Tuffolo. Einar potentially could get there. But I still think Forest will look in the market for another fullback. But it really does need to be someone with the potential or someone who's established, in my opinion. But would you guys give Omar Richards a chance or not? He has been unlucky with these injuries, and we did pay a lot of money. There's no way in hell we would get back the 9 million. So what's the harm in trying him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And that brings you up to date with your latest Nottingham Forest news. As always, we'll probably do another video later on this afternoon. Keep you updated on any new changes. If you're enjoying this style of video, let us know by hitting that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to Forest Fan TV. And if you want to, you can always give us a super thanks by hitting that $sign under your screen somewhere there. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next video. And as always, come on, you Reds.